Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome back to another rousing episode of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to increase our prayer beads again, because we have enough for that. But when we last left our hero, we had just made it into the hidden village. And so this place is quite interesting. There's essentially a lot of zombified people. We're not going to really see any of them, and they like to pop out of the ground. There's also a lake you can swim in later on, which we're also not going to do. But what is important to note is that these people have essentially all been drinking from the water that flows. Also, quick sidebar, that is a gourd seed. Very useful, because obviously you want gourd seeds. But they have been drinking from the water that flows down from the divine realm. Also, I get smashed by a bell, but it's perfect. We can just turn around, and it all works out hunky-dory. But we're just going to run through here, and so they're all crazy because they've been drinking from the divine realm juice, and it makes them go insane. So that's why they're not very happy for us. But who is this I spy way up here?
Shinobi dono ka. あの調べに気を取られ、不覚を取り申した。しかと聞こえる。きっとこの先にあの女僧者が。やはりわしを待っておったのじゃな。
So there's Jinzaemon, and he's essentially giving us our warning that we are about to approach the woman who plays the shamisen.
Naze naku?
悲しいのです。
何が悲しい？
今頃は作座様、どこにどうしてございましょう。それがわからぬのが悲しいのです。会えずともせめて知りたい。なれど頼りを出しても帰ってこぬ。誰も居場所を教えてくれぬ。ねえ、御人、作座様はいずこですか？
知らぬ。
ああ、あなたも嘘つき。どうして皆隠すのですか？
So, unfortunately, Odin of the Water has been waiting for her lover for God knows how many years, and we can't help her find them, and so she gets annoyed and attacks us. She is a very difficult fight, probably one of the semi-hardest mini-bosses if, you're trying to fight her full-on. Honestly, the smartest thing you can possibly do in fighting Odin is just forget about attacking her for the most part, and focus instead on blocking her attacks and jumping on top of her. Just because she is a ghost enemy, I'm sure you could pop, Divine Confetti or something to deal actual damage to her. But for the most part, the easiest way to get rid of her health bars is to just fill up her posture meter. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think, or I assume, that Jinzaemon, who we saw there, who has obviously been hearing her music from all the way up above in Ashina, is, I think, a descendant of the lover that she's waiting for. I'll be honest, I can't remember, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, so this is just, our mini-boss fight that happens before the boss, which we'll get to eventually. She is extremely fast, and also, not so much her speed being the issue, but it's more along the fact that she has her, slow gliding towards you, and then suddenly she'll just accelerate quickly and do a flurry of blows at you that you then need to dodge. But we got through her. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It's quite natural to die a couple times when you first face her, just because learning those timings, especially because she alternates her velocity or acceleration.
そこにいるのですね。
Sorry, did not mean to talk over her little thing, but that was her ending where she finds Jinzaemon. So we're just going to go back and talk to him quickly. But yeah, she alternates her velocity, makes it hard.
そこにおるのは忍び殿か。
ああ、
忍び殿には礼を申さねば。
礼だと。
あの女僧者を連れてきてくださったであろう。ついさっきわしを撫でながら調べを聞かせてくれた。今までとは違う子守歌のような安らかで温かい調べじゃ。奏でながらこう言うてくれた。よく来てくれましたねと。やはりわしを呼んでおったのじゃな。忍び殿、これをもらってくだされ。わしはもう眠いのぜ。
So we have successfully completed Jinzaemon's quest line. He manages to reunite with Odin of the Water, and, well, they have, I guess, a happy ending, if you can have a happy ending in death. Pull a, goodness, what's that movie? It's that romance movie with the old people, and it has... Oh gosh, this is gonna bother me forever now. Point is, at the end of the movie they die. They fall asleep together because they're old and have like Alzheimer's, and they die. But it's happy, I guess. I don't know. I'll think of it, and at some point 5 minutes from now I'm going to yell it out, and it'll make me feel better. So we're going to quickly just scooch over here, take this super secret ninja shinobi door, and we're going to find a couple items. There should be a prayer bead, I think, above us, but there's also this guy.
おい、何をしている？
どうじゃ。おお、よいぞ、溶けてきたぞ。だが足りぬ。なみなみ次や次へ。さあさあ、皆の衆。さあさあ、飲め飲め。振る舞い酒ぞ。さあさあ、皆で都人に。ああ、どうか松田にお加えください。
So the answer was the Notebook. It was the Notebook, and I feel better now. But that guy that we talked to right there, essentially what ends up happening is he is the brewer, and yeah, it was a prayer bead. He is the brewer of the sake that he feeds to them using the divine waters, except if I recall correctly, the waters that are flowing from here, because they're not pure, because it's not a pure form of the water, instead of just, providing immortality and transforming them to such a degree where they're allowed to go to the divine temple, or the divine realm, even though, because of the war that occurred, no one is allowed to go to the divine realm anymore. They all pretty much, instead of it being, a great thing that transforms them, it's only half-baked, and it essentially makes them go crazy. It is possible once we get to the divine realm to get, like, Dragon Spring or Dragon Spring Sake or something. I think that's what it's called. And if you do bring that to him, then he'll be really happy and be like, thanks, dude. But yeah, so this is the, here we're approaching a cave, spoilers, and this is the guardian of said cave, the corrupted monk. And you can clearly see that she is ghost-like and stopping us from completing our initial goal, which is to figure out how to get to the Divine Realms, so on and so forth. So we're just going to fight her. Now again, because she is a ghost, ghosts are very, very strong against just regular melee attacks. You can see that I barely do any health damage to her, which is completely fine. So again, we're just going to spend this time focusing on parrying and building up that posture bar. Again, one of the other big problems that we are going to mention here is because they are ghosts and by default they're really strong against, just mundane weaponry and whatnot, their posture bar will decrease extremely fast if you're not constantly attacking them or, reacting to them. Like you can see there, I just took an entire flurry of blows and built up that posture meter, and by the time the next one commenced, it was already back down to nothing. Now that is one of the reasons why actually dealing, small chip damage to the health bar is actually incredibly useful, because the more damage they have to their health bar, the slower their posture meter is going to decrease. So it's just an added bonus for us. Now, this boss is extremely difficult first time through. There is an easy way to cheese it where I can't remember, there's an item that you can throw at her to essentially just build up her posture meter and kill her without having to fight her. Don't know what it is. I don't use items to begin with, so... But anyway, yeah, fun fight. At least I think it's fun. It's a bit annoying because, spoilers, you do end up having to essentially face off against her again later. But what is nice about this is that she only has the one health bar. That's it. Like, I'm taking quite a bit of damage and I'm using quite a few of my healing gourds, but it doesn't really matter because while I'm just focusing mostly on building up the parry or her posture meter, she only has the one health bar. That's it. There's no hidden second phase or something going on or anything. What you see is what you get. Get rid of this one time and you just win. Also get smashed into the ground absolutely repeatedly over and over and cry. She is a bit annoying just because she does do a lot of horizontal swings at you. She even has a full wind-up attack where she just kind of, will always swing. That one right there, she'll just do it non-stop, or she'll come across like 4 times in a row and you just kind of have to sit there and run away. So much knockback. Lady, please die. Just go away. No one likes you. I don't like you. You don't like you. Let's just all not like you together, please. So close. Almost. I feel it. There it is. Nice. And she's dead. Perfect. So this will get us another memory to make us even stronger, which is obviously our main goal. And it also lets us progress. So we're just going to quickly sit at the statue. We're going to get the memory. We're going to consume the memory, because there's no reason not to consume said memory. And we're just going to look at what skills we have available to us. So at this point, I'm just getting ready to kind of push on forward to finish that one bar, just because I do want to show, at the bare minimum, that we can access the extra hidden tree and how you can get it. There is a cutoff point for getting the final tree, but I don't think it's a big issue overall. So if you want to sit and farm near the very end, you can just go and get it. So here is our second item, which is the Shelter Stone, and this is one of the requirements needed in order to get to the Divine Realm. Now there is a palanquin over there, as well as this super helpful message, which I guess is helpful in some way, shape, or form. But we can't do anything with it yet. We have the items that we essentially need to get, and our next goal is to just go and talk to Kuro again. Be like, hey Kuro, remember when you sent us to go get that flower and stuff? Well, I went and got all this stuff for us that we're going to need. And he'll be like, thanks Shinobi, you're great. I'm super glad that I gave you immortality. And then we'll be best friends forever, and have tea parties. And by that I mean we'll be dead, because I'm severing his immortality. I'm going to cut his head off. Spoilers. Double spoilers, I'm not actually going to cut his head off, so don't even worry about that. there will actually be a conversation talking about how, like, oh, Lord Takeru wanted to get his head cut off or some such thing, but it didn't work because immortality. Now, anyway, you'll notice we're back at Senpo Temple. Why am I back here? There's a very important reason, and it's because I need another item for the thing, but we're going to talk to this guy first.
置いていかれてしもうた。皆、小太郎を置いてどこへ行ったんじゃ。おら、どうすればいいんじゃろう。皆に置いていかれてしもうたんじゃ。
皆と
皆はあれ誰じゃ。くるくる回る赤白いお花、たった一輪真っ白いお花、真っ白いお花が見当たらない。
なんだと。
頭が痛え。すまねえ。あんた何を言っているのかオラにもわけがわからねえんだ。とにかく真っ白いお花を探さなきゃ。
We sure ask a lot of people why they're crying. Now, Kotaro has a couple paths that you can go with him, which I'll detail in a sec, but here's the second part where we're going to be using the Shinobi Puppeteer Ninjutsu. So you use it on this guy, and he will activate this kite for us. And then the kite, once it's active, is pretty much always active, and we're just going to use it for this next segment here. Now, Kotaro, you can talk to him, and if you're doing the merchant path, he'll ask for a helper. You can send Kotaro to him in order to help the merchant, to progress the merchant quest line. Kotaro was one of the children that they were using, things on.
おめえ忍びか？答えねえか。だがどうやら同業だ。俺は黒笠の無地な芦名の城のあたりがねぐらなんだが、野暮用でこの寺までやってきた。おめえは愛想のないこった。
And that's Black Hat Badger. We didn't do his quest line. We didn't go over and talk to him. He does sell you some stuff, and then, we'll talk to him later again. But I don't think we can finish his quest line. But yeah, so Kotaro, he was one of the children, I believe, that the monks were doing tests on. And then, obviously, he's still alive. I think it's because they got the Divine Child, to succeed first, so then they just kind of abandoned him. But, you can find pinwheels throughout Senpo Temple, and you can find him the pure white one to continue his primary quest line, or you can find him like the red and white one, and I can't remember what the red and white one does, but essentially you give him like the white one, and then he asks to be whisked away. And so if you have found the Shinobi prosthetic that is like the wings or whatever, you can use them on him, and it will send him to the Halls of Illusion, where he will then spend the rest of his days with the children who have died and that the Divine Heir was talking to. So we just used the kite there, and that was the kite that we used Puppeteer Ninjutsu for, to then go across this whole way. And this will lead us to another secret little area. And this is also an area where you progress Black Hat Badger's questline, and there he is.
Yo, おめえか。野暮用は済んだか。ああ、おかげさんでな。この墓は。こいつは俺のガキの墓だ。そうか。ガキがいなくなった後、何やら急にラッパの人が面倒になってな。オチの試しだ、人さらいだ、黒笠の責務だ。この寺は何もかもめんどくせえ。だから抜けたか。ああ。さてと、これで野暮用は済んだ。他に当てもねえし、芦名の城にでも戻るとするかね。 どこだろうが、この寺よりゃマシってもんだ。
So as you can see, Black Cat Badger admits to working for the Senpo Temple and help kidnapping children. And he is, repenting. But the real reason we're here is right here. This is the bridge from when we finished killing that one mini-boss. And then headed out, and I jumped down and avoided getting attacked by that giant snake, and I didn't show it off, and everyone was really sad. So there's the snake. And we're just going to jump, and we're going to murder it. Yep, stabbed in the head. You start with a stab in the head, then you stab in the head again, and then you just slice all the way up. Now, the reason that we're killing this snake is because killing it will get us the fresh serpent viscera. You'll remember when I went to the cave with that other snake, we got the dried serpent viscera. Here's the fresh that we need. And this is the last item that we need to have gotten in our possession in order to complete and finish the Divine Child ending. I say that, but it's not quite true. This is the last item that we can get before we can progress it. There is a book that I need to end up getting later, but in the meantime, I believe I will be sent out to go get that by the Divine Child herself, so it's not a big deal. It's possible I could get it now. I'm actually not entirely sure, but I might end up waiting. I might save that for Ninja Chores Part 2, but I'm not sure. I'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, so we've essentially done everything we need to for right now, and we can finally go back to Kuro and give him the stuff that we need. Now, unfortunately, spoilers, for some reason we've lost access to all of those sculptor idols that are in Ashina Castle. Why could this be? Well, we'll find out in the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. And by that I mean Sekiro Let's Play Shadows Die Twice, the Let's Play, the Let's Playing again and again.